Hi guys, welcome to a new video. Well, a lot has happened since last week, so we're gonna go through Bitcoin, Ethereum, a lot of alts you guys suggested, and yeah, we're gonna just go through everything, see what has happened and what I'm expecting next. First up, if you're looking for an exchange and want a deposit bonus, check out Bybit and Prime XBT below. And to manage your trades and all that kind of stuff, check out Coin Market Manager. Very useful, especially if you're actively trading. All right, so what has happened? Well, we broke out of this range we were trading in for a while. It wasn't the cleanest of ranges. I mean, we have had a few of these deviations, also above here. But in the end, I mean, this was just continuation, apparently in hindsight. I mean, we were betting on it because the trend was up, but it's nice to actually see it continue. But yeah, since then, we've broken out. Part of it was during the weekend, and I was already tweeting out that I'm not gonna short any weekend deviations this time around, because when we're trading at yearly highs, it's very likely that we just take off and we get some kind of breakout gap during the weekend, and usually people are gonna be sidelined because they're expecting it to retrace back, or they're gonna short, and then usually you get these kind of moves, and it's the reason why I wasn't too eager on shorting anything at all, even though usually these weekend deviations work quite well. But that's mostly during like these choppy ranging environments and not when we're trending and we're trading at yearly highs. So onto the higher time frames. Let me just remove these real quick. Well, we are like in the middle of 41k right now. We're gonna head close to the 0.5 FIB from the entire bear market. This would be a nice level, I think, to probably chill out a bit and cool off. But in the end, a thesis I'm kind of developing right now is the fact that I'm assuming this Bitcoin ETF will get approved somewhere in the first or second week of January. So I think with that, in the future, like in the next few weeks, I doubt there's going to be a lot of people willing to sell before it. The consensus seems to be that we do get some kind of sell news afterwards. But still, if that's the consensus, and that's likely what a lot of people are planning on, I don't think there's going to be a lot of selling prior to it, because why would you sell if you're expecting like another 5 or 10% pump upon the ETF approval? Even if you're expecting downside afterwards, and then longer term, obviously it's very bullish. So I think longer term, this all is pretty much noise, whatever is going to happen in the next few months. But yeah, even with that, I think people are just going to sit it out now, and they're just going to wait to sell right before or right after the ETF, if they're even going to sell at all. And with that, I'm thinking we might get some kind of like lower time frame blow off top in the next few weeks. Obviously, we're gonna have to play it level by level, but I don't think that's too far-fetched at this point. And the funny thing is that would put it exactly, let's say we're gonna head to like 48-ish, would put it exactly at how high the 2019 rally went. Obviously, this went way quicker. I mean, it did it in the first half a year after bottoming out in 2018. But we basically went to like the golden FIB level, the 0.618 here. And that would correspond with 48-ish on in this year as well. So obviously there's gonna happen a lot, and there's gonna be volatility, and I don't really want to see BTC fall back below this previous range high, which we broke out of. So I think 38-ish is a level we must hold, and I don't think we have any reason to go back there if it's truly bullish. But yeah, I think until then, I mean, trend is up. We basically just broke out. It feels like we're gonna kind of accelerate now. I will say any longs or whatever I had open, I scaled out a lot of it because I got plenty of spot exposure, and I'm happy with that. And I'm not like too eager to leverage up or anything, even though I'm bullish, but I don't feel like taking on a lot of additional risk here. Well, a lot of people are doing that now, but I think the places to do that are after like a big 20 to 30% correction, which will come again at some point. And that's where I'm gonna just scale in and put on some extra leverage again. And for now, I think just spot and hold would have done everyone like a lot of good in this kind of environment, especially here. I mean, this was basically up only, but a lot of people got chopped up, even though there's only higher lows. But if you're in spot, that's fine. I mean, sure, you go up the one day and down the next, and then eventually, luckily, we got this breakout. But if you're trading this, I mean, I've been trading part of it. It's a pain because you're gonna have a nice entry, then you're gonna retrace the entire thing, and I mean, it's not ideal. So it's best to either hold with like a very wide invalidation or just spot hold and then go from there. Obviously, there will be nice trades along the way, and we're gonna look out for those. To easily journal and track your trades, consider trying out Coin Market Manager. It's as simple as connecting your exchange API to the website to get your analytics ready. Sign up using the link below, get a 14-day trial, and I hope you really enjoy it. I know I've been using it for a while and I can't go without at this point. We had a few of those. For example, Pepe, which I shared, I think yesterday or the day before. I was looking for this level to get flipped, which we did. Which first we had this diagonal, and then from there on out, I was like, okay, let's see if we can get back to this range high, and well, we did it in like 1 day or so. So there was a nice one. But we're gonna head to Ethereum as well. So what I was gonna say with this 38k level, which I want to see being held, same for Ethereum. I mean, we broke out. We finally hit some new yearly highs after testing it like once or twice here. You could argue that the range was formed here. Nice deviation here, ascending triangle. And I mean, we've moved up like 5% now. So we don't want to see something like this happen. I don't think if this is bullish, there's like any reason for us to go back down here. I think that would be a good warning sign. And I think from there on out, we just want to see ETH head to like 2.4-ish, and then maybe we consolidate a bit here. That's perfectly fine. Sure, we might retest it, but I don't want to see us lose this level anymore. I mean, you've consolidated here for like 1.5 years. That's not where you want to see like a 5% breakout only to lose it again. So that's a good level to keep an eye on as well for Ethereum. But I mean, if BTC holds up, I think Ethereum is obviously gonna do okay as well. I do still think that this kind of scenario is likely. I do think Ethereum longer term should be approximately bottoming against BTC. Obviously, that's just a guess. Eventually, it's gonna have to retake this previous range low around like 552 level. But upon an ETF approval by BTC, I'm not ruling out like a quick wick down, because BTC is likely gonna pump like 5 or 10% in like an hour or whatever, maybe more, I don't know. And then usually ETHBTC heads down as well during that time. Maybe it doesn't make like a new low here. Maybe it's just like a quick wick down here near these lows and then quick retrace up, because I do think after the ETF, people are gonna scale back their BTC into ETH, which they have been doing like the opposite way during this entire trend in anticipation of the BTC ETF. So yeah, I think one more quick wick down might not even make a new low, and then I think ETHBTC will start trending up again somewhere in 2024, which would correspond with Bitcoin dominance hitting like the 0.5-ish level here on the FIB, which is also coming from the highs, and as well as this horizontal level. A lot of people think it doesn't make sense to chart Bitcoin dominance, but I mean, it's pretty clean. I mean, it's one of the more clean pairs, to be honest. So it still gives you like a good indication of whether alts are outperforming BTC or not, and where usually they can expect to bounce a bit again. But this is mostly just inverted ETHBTC, I think. So because ETH is obviously like a big part of it. All right, onto your guys' coin suggestions. Just gonna do higher time frames, because lower time frame, obviously, there's a lot of noise, a lot of big moves now recently with this pump. So we're gonna head to the higher time frames. So Render was one. Obviously, this has the AI narrative going for it. I think it's pretty nice here, as long as it holds above like this 3.3 area. We did get a nice retest here on this previous high. These are like the nicest trends, you know, where you consolidate, you break out, you retest the previous high, and then you bounce again. Like these kind of buys, I mean, obviously it got front run a bit here, but these kind of levels are really good to bid during strong trends, because very often you just bounce here and then you make a next leg up, and it's super easy in validation below it. Obviously it can wick a bit below, but keep an eye out for these kind of plays because they happen a lot in strong trending coins. So yeah, I mean, these highs are basically on the table here. Some of them are obviously pretty high up, but keep an eye on these, as we might just get a sweep and then some consolidation. But if we break above, we consolidate above, you can just target the next, and from there on you go on. Yeah, just play it level by level. I mean, there's like a hard time always to call how high it's gonna go or where it's gonna consolidate, but trend is up. So also here, I mean, you could have been holding this since 2023, which would have been like a great trade, almost like 10x, but you do have these kind of moves in between, which you will have to endure. So even here, like this part, it's all trending up, but in between here, you get these huge wicks down. I mean, if you're trading this on leverage, it's like impossible unless you're on like really low leverage with a wide stop. So also here, just holding spot if you believe in it long term, then that's going to be perfect. FXS is now trading above this. I mean, I think this is a pretty important area. It's basically the range high from this range below here. I think as long as it holds above like 8.2, I think we can target for this horizontal again, which was the high in April. So that's like 10.8 or something. So hold this and I'd target this, and obviously this is your invalidation, and you can just go from there. Stacks, also a nice one. We on Twitter, I was like, okay, if BTC is gonna go soon, this is probably gonna be one of them, one of the coins that can actually keep up, because it's basically a layer built on Bitcoin. So it usually trades with Bitcoin. It even goes up more usually when Bitcoin is up, and then goes down more obviously when Bitcoin goes down. So it's basically Bitcoin on leverage. But yeah, we consolidated for like a good month here on top of the daily 200 MA and EMA, which have held nicely, tested it a few times, and then now we're finally moving. I was long on this. I did take profits for now because we hit this previous high here, but I'm still holding a spot back of this, and I think if it breaks above 88 cents, then we go for like this cycle's highs above like 1.3 or so, which we hit in March already this year. Since then, a lot of consolidation, but it feels like this is like one of those, and a lot of coins look like this. So we had the low last year. Yeah, we did this move up on a lot of alts in like March and April where they topped out. Then most of the year they just consolidated or bleeded out, but they formed a nice base, and now we can get this second big leg up over time, you know, over the next few months or weeks or whatever. And obviously it's key to hold these lower time frame trends in between. So within this trend, we can see like, okay, here we started this first leg up, and then here bottom again, now second leg up, and then who knows, maybe it consolidates here, but then you kind of want to see a higher low again, and then from there on out you keep going. And that's how you have like these lower time frame trends within the bigger time frame trends. And it's always good to just differentiate what you're trading as well. And also if your view is like for the longer term, then don't get caught up in these lower time frame trends, because they can really catch you off guard and then make you sell long-term bags, even though the bigger time frame trend is still up, for example. In this case, that's still to be confirmed. I mean, you could easily still see like even a bigger trend within this. So then you have this, and then the next one here, for example, you know, it's a cycle within a cycle within a cycle. So it's really interesting how you can just digest, or what's the right word? Whatever it is. I mean, it's really interesting to go into detail within all these moves. So yeah, interesting stuff. And a lot of coins look exactly the same, of course. And then next one, Optimism, finally showing some strength. I would want to see ideally 187 or ideally 2 being broken. And then from here on out, I mean, this is would really confirm a breakout of this bigger range. And then you can play this kind of move, for example, which should be a pretty nice trade, I think, upon breaking below here. But for now, this is resistance, so Obviously, we got to break a bit higher here, but I mean, it's only, what, like 11% higher. And then from here on out, you could do something like this, you know. No, not the short tool. We want the long tool. Just an example, I didn't measure out anything here, so don't exactly follow this. But for example, these kind of trades are like pretty nice. It's like 3R if you take it, and it works. That also means that for every 3 of these losses, you only need 1 to go well, and then you're already at break even, worst case, for example. So that's really how risk management can also help you out with these kind of things. Then last, Ocean, obviously also the AI narrative, pretty clear that this level has to be flipped for continuation. But yeah, same here, similar to the stacks thing, for example. We got the low, first high, low here, and then you kind of want to see like a higher low being made now, wherever that may be. But yeah, the trend is up on this lower time frame and also the bigger time frame, of course. So keep an eye on that. And this level is key to flip first, because you can see there's a lot of trading around it, big reactions usually, and it's also where it started like the big move down, and where it rejected earlier this year. All right, so that's it. I hope you guys enjoyed. I hope you guys got some nice gains so far. Don't get too caught up in the FOMO. Just play chill. There's going to be plenty of opportunities. And yeah, let's hope it's gonna be a nice end of the year. And I wish you all the best. Bye-bye.